Welcome to The Porch. I'm Shannon Berkelback, and I am blessed today to be here with Sheriff Troy Guidry, just to talk about the county and issues going on. As you know, I'm always wanting to connect the community, so he is great about transparency and sharing what's going on in the county as he is able to share, and so we thank him for that. So one of my big questions, though, is why did you come to Waller County?
So in 2001, we were rodeoing at Field Store Arena, doing ranch sorting, team pinning, and ended up moving out here just because we're tired of driving from Tomball.
Right.
So brought us out here in 05 and lived here ever since in 05. Built a house over Kickapoo in 1488 area, and been here ever since.
Yeah, I grew up in that area, so I know I like to be able to, I'm kind of city girl, country girl, and I like to shop or go to the theater, but I kind of like to escape to the quiet. And y'all might be able to hear this morning, it's not very quiet with the neighborhood going in next door for me. Right. And so we're going to talk a little bit about that growth and stuff. But what is it about Waller that, that made you want to work here, too?
I spent 29 years in Harris County. And after winning the election, basically said I wanted to end my law enforcement career in a smaller town and get away from the big city politics. Kind of a running joke around the fairgrounds that, hey, you need to run for sheriff, and they caught me in it. So it's worked out. I said it 10 years prior to running. Former sheriff, they all knew I was training their dogs and their horse people on mounted patrol, so most of them already knew that this was coming.
Right. So we're talking about growth a little bit and just concerns, because that's again kind of why I started this podcast, just to keep the community together. So what are your concerns with the growth that you're currently seeing with all these new neighborhoods?
So our concerns is, of course, more law enforcement needed. Commissioner's Court is really giving us everything they can give us at this point. The budget is a real issue, but the way this county is growing and moving forward, I can tell you that we probably will see a larger growth in the law enforcement side over the next 2 to 3 years, just based on the tax base that's coming in and how the money starts moving forward.
And I know it's a little slow coming in, because like we were talking about, there's 200 homes going in next door, but they're not paying taxes yet.
Right.
But as they're coming in, there could be a lot of theft, even of just the equipment and things like that, and we don't have the ability to cover this larger area for all this growth.
So just like anywhere else, it's the same. It's kind of the cart before the horse situation. I can tell you that we have increased our patrol side threefold since taking over in 21. Commissioner's Court's been real good about giving us everything they can give us each year. Road and Bridge is a large section where the money basically needs to be put, because our roadways, with all the construction, the big trucks, they're tearing up the roads, and people really don't want to live off a road with a bunch of potholes. So the development is creating a lot of issues, but Road and Bridge kind of stepped their game up last year, 2 years ago when Ross took over, and he's just coming in from 25 years behind the times out in Waller.
Right. So what is it that you actually like about Waller? There's the values, the community.
So Waller, the people in Waller is what I like, the citizens. I can go into a restaurant, sit down and have a solid conversation with them. Nobody's complaining. When they do have a complaint, we bring them to the office if it's a legitimate law enforcement complaint. I invite them all to come to the office. We'll look into it. We have internal affairs with the sheriff's office. We teach them which direction to go if they do have a legitimate complaint. We got body cameras, which is a big cost to the county. It's roughly $500,000 over 3 to 4 years on just cameras, and basically forced an issue with cameras throughout law enforcement everywhere. But the camera, like I tell all my guys, 99% of the time, it'll show us that you were right. There was just some emotional stuff between the traffic stop or what was going on at the time.
Right.
And it clears our guys.
Yeah, helps protect you.
Helps protect.
Lawsuits are expensive too, so
Yes.
that is a concern.
And there's always that coming down the pipe. There's always somebody trying to sue for this, sue for that, but that's life in law enforcement. That's just part of the business.
Totally. One of the things too that I like to talk to people about was that that we have bugs interfering. Is how to stay connected. Our community, as it's growing, we're becoming disconnected. So how do you connect with your community? With the horses? Are you still doing some team penning?
I do. I had neck surgery a year ago, so I kind of laid off of that. But luckily, I went to one for an API, which is oil field related. And my wife's in oil fields, so I was able to ride in it. And I hadn't been on a horse in 2 years probably. I ended up winning it. So
wow.
It was good. It was good. Won the jackpot too. So yes, I still like involving myself in any function within the county. We try to make the functions as they come in. Very hard to do as one person and to make them all. So you'll start seeing us doing town hall meetings. We're attempting to find locations now. We're trying to get through the budget system before we go out talking so that we have a little better understanding of where county budget was headed. So you should see that coming here pretty soon.
Right.
And like I said, the neighbors, they like getting informed. We do have a side of this county that's I want to say we're roughly 72 to 73,000 people right now, population. When I was running, it was roughly 64 known, but the population has increased. And every house that you have that you're seeing that's built, typically on a good average is 3 residents. So it'll be young family, the 2 parents and 1 child, just as an average, some more. Lots of neighborhoods coming in. It's projected, just listening to different conversations, we'll have 80,000 rooftops in the next year and a half.
Yeah, we're going to double, more than double.
Yes.
Which is a little scary to see that happening that fast.
Right.
So what are some ways that we can support you as a community?
You know, I'll say our guys are making traffic stops, meeting, and making contacts with speeders or theft calls, any kind of thing that brings us out to your house that you're talking to us. Remember, we're humans too. We still have to deal with mentalities, different attitudes upon approaching a vehicle. We don't know who's in there at first, so please be polite. And all day long, if you have one of our guys that's not polite, I don't have a problem taking a phone call. And we don't really know it's broke until somebody tells us.
Right.
So involving yourself in the community functions, that's one way to really get to know your neighbors. Out here, you'll have different groups. You have rodeo people, you have animal people, there's so many different folks out here.
Yeah, we got our churches and we play pickleball. We have huge groups. There are sports.
I always say there's most of the people here will go to church on a Sunday. They do that. Very few bars. Just because we're on a subject, we started a DWI unit, traffic enforcement. That was much needed out here. We get a lot of people. 75% of our calls are cows are out, horses are out, but a lot of that's due to an intoxicated person driving through a fence and never saying anything. They get towed out in the middle of the night, no one knows. So that has been a really big division that we've started. When I took over, there was no livestock division. The deputies just took it upon themselves to put first gate you find, let them in, get them off the roadway. a lot of people have swimming pools now. A lot of people have septic systems. These animals step on them, crush them, so we kind of stepped away from that. We have 2 livestock officers at this point and 3 animal control. The livestock deputies, their 10-hour shift is 10 hours. They do 10 hours worth of work.
Wow.
So probably going to add to it when we get some more deputy spots. It's just a necessary evil out here.
I know you're concerned with the budget, though, as you said your priority was dispatchers, because people do want your phone to be answered when they have an emergency, and so I know that was your priority with the budget.
Well, we have enough dispatchers to work every shift with no extras. So on these 12-hour shifts that they work, it's really necessary to get 6 more to add 1 more console to it. So that way we have 4 consoles set at any given time that can be used. I believe we're going to get 6 more. That way we can keep moving forward, progressing with our dispatch division. And ESD 200 has a mindset they want followed by our dispatch. It's taken a while to get it all put in progress and put it structured so that when a phone call comes in, the person who's calling, either it's the family member of someone who's passed or anything else, we have a structured way to take a call versus the way it used to be. And it does drag out a little bit on monotonous questions and asking these people, but you're really trying, a dispatcher, they're the first line to the contact, but they're the ones who send the police to your house. So in talking to them, they need to have certain information for our safety, one, plus the safety of the person that's there. We do have a medical chart. If you type in, let's just use an example, laying on the floor, grabbing his chest, that might be a heart attack. You type in heart attack, it will give the dispatcher, who's not EMS, all the information to tell them what to do to save their loved one, as much as you can until the officer gets there.
Right.
So.
And we have concerns about our taxes going up, but then you're like, but I want you to answer the phone and I want you to help me through that. So I mean, that's great programs, but it's, trying to balance out, the timing with this growth, because there's going to be a lot more calls about that.
Judge Duhan has not raised taxes since he took over. Appraisals have gone up. That has nothing to do with county business.
Right.
So I think what you're going to see is, as these neighborhoods start building, you'll start seeing that they'll be able to add next year to the deputies and give us a little more on patrol. And right now we split everything into District 1, 2, and 3. Prior to us taking over, the deputies would go from one end of the county to the next, and it takes 45 minutes at a high rate of speed to get across this county because it's long and narrow.
Right.
So that's been addressed and it really slowed our traffic and our movement down. But some of these calls, they take 3 or 4 deputies, and that's what our whole shift is mostly. We'll have 5 with 1 supervisor. So we have floaters and then 1 assigned to each district. So
I appreciate your management of all that. I know it's a lot.
It is.
I've been learning more and more about that, and I'm impressed.
If you'd asked me 15 years ago if I'd have been doing this, I'd have said negative.
But we need people like you.
Yes, it's a I love going to work. I love going into the office every day. I'm typically there 7 to 7:30 in the morning. I'll stick around till 1 or 2, and then I have people I have to go meet. It's all part of the politics side. They always ask, well, you're not really a politician. I'm not. Sometimes I say things straightforward. People don't like it, but it's the truth. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. So. No,
we appreciate the honesty, that transparency, because that is what politics is
right.
They're the opposite of that, and so that's what I've always appreciated about you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Was there anything else you would want to share with the community?
Look for our town hall meetings. We're going to start putting them. We'll find locations for them. We're going to try and get into some churches. That way we just get more seating, and they have a place to do the microphone and get up and talk.
Right.
And really it'd be open forum as far as asking questions. I do have a presentation that we put together. I think you saw it. We're trying to do one of those every year. Once it's put out there, the first time that's ever seen is at a mandatory employee meeting, so they see the growth in the department. A lot of our issues that we had was deputies were leaving to go find more money. We train them up and then they leave. It seems to be slowing down. We're kind of demanding a little higher level from our police officers at this point, which needs to be that way. You're going to see a growth in the county. Y'all are seeing new cars. You're still seeing the maroon cars. We're really keeping the maroon cars because it's a fleet that we really can't afford to get rid of.
We're Aggies here, so we like maroon.
Yeah. It's just, our deputies, they want to drive the one with the new stickers on it. They don't want to drive the old ones, but we've got a plan for them. I think we're just now getting more on the SROs for Waller ISD, and we may just make all that a school district vehicle. They've got some miles on them, but they're still usable patrol cars. And just so people know, the car isn't the main purchase. We get a car, then we have to spend $25,000 to $30,000 on a safety package. So when we ask for another deputy, realistically, with benefits, everything that comes with a new hire, we're spending $100,000, $150,000 on a deputy to get them in here based on their level of training, and then that vehicle is $100,000. So when you're really talking about replacing or giving new deputies, it's $250,000 by the time we get them suited out. Vests, cameras, equipment, anything that they need for their vehicle. So
right. It's expensive to just keep us
Yes.
safe and
Yes.
keep us healthy.
And really, most of our deputies live locally. We do allow them to take their cars home if they live in the county,
Saw that.
just to keep people seeing what's going on. Visibility is a big issue. Everybody calls me now and say, "Man, I see nothing but cars everywhere." They don't know it's the same guy driving around. So you just making a stand and saying we're here watching. I can tell you, we have cleared a lot of theft. We have a active auto theft division, heavy equipment, same division kind of runs all of that. When we pick up these big tractors, we'll hit a house that has 5 to 6 big pieces of equipment that are showing stolen. We have drone programs. I think we have 5 drones at this point. We've got canines. We had 4. We've stepped the game up. The school has 1, so now we have 5, and a lot of new things coming. And hopefully I can always be progressing. That's my goal. When I can't progress anymore, that's when I'll step out of it.
Yeah, I love that you are very forward thinking. That's how I am. Sometimes it's a gift and a curse to learn to be present.
Our saying around the office, always look past the hood ornament, even though they really don't put those on cars anymore.
Well, thank you so much for your transparency, your willingness to just talk and share with the community. We appreciate your service.
Good deal. Thank you. Appreciate it.